Hello.
Howdy, Boots.
Yes. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I'm hanging in there.
Well, that's good. Good.
That's all a body can do, ain't it?
Yeah, it is. You staying cool?
Yeah. It's not too bad here. We had a little shower this morning. I'm just in the pickup at the barn, been turning some horses out. I've got to go to a funeral. I had an old buddy die, and we're burying him at Graham's 100 miles down there in the morning, and me and my brother Wes are going to go. I worked with him 10 years back in the 50s and 60s when we stayed at the wagon. All of them. Me and him stayed one time there at the D wagon 5 years in a hitch together. And
Oh man.
but we've worked a lot of cows. He went on and left when I went. I went to work for the association as a brand inspector, and he went to work for the state as a livestock and sanitary board inspector and worked the rest of his life, worked 35 years for him, retired. And his wife died several years ago, and he's been a batching down there at Graham. They got pneumonia, they said the other day, and died just 2 or 3 days. He's a year older than me, so he'd be 90. And
Oh, yeah,
uh,
it's
but he's old. Most of his family's gone. His wife's gone. I don't figure there'll be a whole lot of people there, and it'll be at the funeral homes just going to be putting him away.
well. Have a butt.
Yeah, yeah, I guess that's right. It's a tough deal. How's the weather out your way?
Boy, it's record. It's
Is
hot.
that right?
That's what they say. I mean, it. I don't know. Doesn't. I've been.
Yeah. Golly, I heard through a substitute some of my Babbitt boys in northern Arizona. They say that's the driest it's been in 100 years, and
Oof.
so they're just trying to survive. That boy that just died that run it for the last 30 years, it was a good friend of mine, Vic Howell. This boy that took his place is a son-in-law of his, and he said that he's doing like Vic said. We'll just try to make tomorrow, and then the next day, and then the next.
Oh man. Yeah,
And
that's how it is. Crowd saying is
yeah, that's all you can do.
you you
Is
just
you
keep watching the sky and, and
you can't
try to.
do nothing about it, and you can't do nothing about a fog when you're rounding a pasture or something, and a heavy fog comes in. You've just got to stop, and
Yep.
that cost the man the state election here. It's rumored that's what cost him here a few years ago. We had a rancher in the country here that was really popular and running for governor, and he was way up in the polls, and he run several thousand cows. So there's Brandon one morning, and a heavy fog rolled in, and they just had to pull up. But there's a bunch of reporters there with him, and he never thought about the way he said that, but he just said, "Well, a fog rolls in like that. It's just like being raped. There ain't nothing you can do about it, and you might as well sit here and enjoy it." And that is in the papers the next morning,
Oh
and he is
man.
on the bottom of the polls. That is the end of his political career.
Oh man, that's
And, he didn't mean a thing
oh yeah.
by that other than, there's
Yeah.
not anything we can do but just put the fire out and sit here.
Yeah.
And and that's what they do.
Yeah. Yeah, he probably should have raised it.
Yeah, they
But
some of
and they
people really did raise Cain about that.
oh
So
man, you can't joke. um
yeah, I know.
yeah, I
Yeah,
so your story was Ted Adair was
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. He's a boy that I worked with a long time. We hadn't, been around each other in recent years a lot, but we'd run on to each other or hear the other and occasionally, and always have good visit because we spent 10 or 12 years that we was together every day working in the crew and stayed overnight. That's when we was staying out all the time. Me and him done something one time. I told it people at dinner today here when we was eating dinner that if you was to do that now, it would be all over the world and it would be the talk of the you in the country. But they didn't. I don't remember anybody saying anything or us even thinking anything. But me and him was sleeping outside in about 51 or two back there at a camp and the little bitty house, and there's a man and his wife in there, and she's cooking in the kitchen, and two or three of the older hands rolled their beds out in the living room, and it's just a 3 room house.
Mhm.
And 4 or 5 of us young guys was sleeping out in the yard, and for some reason I don't know now what the deal. We didn't have our teepees with us. We was just going to be there 2 or 3 days and it's snowing. Snow was 3 or 4 inches deep outside. And that second night, me and Ted is nearly froze. We put both of our beds together, made one big thick bed, and then covered with an extra tarp over the top. And then we'd get in that thing of a night with our long johns and put our cap on, tie the flaps down, and sleeping outside. And it's in February.
Mhm.
And we done that 2, 3 nights in a row, and then we moved out of there. But I don't ever now. Then they'd have you marked for life for the two guys sleeping. But it never even occurred to us that we had done that or anything.
What's the word? Real,
Yeah.
if days ago, I'd have won Pride Month. Still now.
Oh yeah. Gosh, yeah. People. I was at a meeting in. See this deal I'm talking about. That happened in 51 or two. That Ted and I put them beds together and slept. But I was at a meeting in the 70s at Stephen F. Austin College, and they had us had a me and a rancher, two manager and an owner and the secretary and general manager of the brand inspectors, and we had a guy from ZX's. I wish I could think of his name because I really liked him. He was a foreman at the ZX's there at Paisley, Oregon,
Mhm.
and he was there, and we was in a college audience on a panel, and then it had a lot of kids, students, and stuff in there, and up in the balcony and everywhere. And somebody he told something about two boys batching in the winter on account of a storm, and you keep two on account of an old boy staying there by himself with no contact. You kind of watch after them that way, and some of them brought that up in the question period about that sound kind of funny, them two guys staying together, and it made him madder than hell. And he stood up at the table and said that he resented that and thought it was absolutely reflection on them to say something like that, and that he never even ever heard two of them cowboys batching in one of them remote camps say anything about something like that. I thought it was really good that he done that because them college students, they thought that was a be kind of richy. But
Oh,
them
yeah.
guys wasn't staying together for that. They're staying in case one of them got bucked off and didn't come in, the other one would know it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of
But
nice to have just in
I can't
case.
remember that guy's name. He was the foreman of the Cowboys of the ZXs. Then told me they had between 2 and 3 thousand sections altogether out there,
Yeah, that's a
and
big
that
spread.
it's a big sucker.
Oh, yeah.
But I was pleased the way he handled that because
Yeah.
I never heard of a cow counts. They used to put two boys batching a lot of times in these counts back when I was younger here in this country, but I never heard of anything like that taking place in them. And
Yeah. I never had either.
yeah,
I don't know. I never came.
now I've never even heard it on the ranch amongst a bunch of cowboys. Heard it brought up, but
Yeah.
uh, and back then it'd been harder for a fellow that was turned that way to have made it on the ranch because he wouldn't have nobody wanted him there. And
Mm,
in a crew of men that working where we work out and you stay out a lot. Well, that's a I don't know how we got on this, but that's
I don't know either.
not a very good subject anyway. But
No.
I was
No.
telling about I think I started out telling about me and Ted
Yeah.
sleeping good, but nobody ever said a word. It never did. It would have been years after that I even thought about what people would say now. I never even thought then about anybody saying anything about it. But
Well, I don't know. Got cold, you had to have some
yeah,
just
and you
share the
can
bed and it.
stay in a tent with a little teepees. A lot of times you let, if you've got a teepee, like I've had a teepee for years, and in a storm, I've always let somebody that didn't have one just scoot my bed over against the side and roll theirs out in there and stay in the teepee with them.
Yeah, and a little better.
And get them out of the weather too.
Yep.
But that's just all kind of ranch lore.
Yeah.
And but
What do you guys do for wagons? Kind of the same job hey, what do?
yeah, well, we didn't. I don't remember anything for recreation. We on some of them where it was all right. We played a lot of penny ante poker,
Mm,
and you read a lot of Luke Short and Max Brown, little old books.
oh
It
yeah.
cost a dime, 15 cents, and but we didn't. When we was the JAs during them days and the Matadors, I was why there wasn't no way to go in or out, and it was a long ways to town, and you usually have to ride across there somewhere to a count where there's a car and leave your horse and go to town, and then get back in the night and ride back over there. And it you didn't go out, and they wasn't any professional entertainment. And used to play a lot of penny ante poker, and I've some outfits, the JAs, they didn't. We'd play, but the management didn't allow gambling. And if we heard a vehicle coming, they wouldn't be very seldom. There'd be one there because there wasn't many roads, and we'd pull that wagon with a team. But we'd hear a car or something coming down that old two-trail road while we'd hide the cards because the gentleman that run the outfit was against gambling in the crew because it said it just caused trouble. But there at Wagner's, we had a floating poker game that went on. One of us have a little book, keep up with so and so owed so and so much poker, and we played routine 2 or 3 days a week. When we got in 2 or 3 o'clock in the evening till supper, we'd have a little poker game. But it wasn't no much money involved. We didn't have much money, but
How many fights did?
I never did see a over the poker game. I seen a fight or two over something at the wagon, but
Mm,
I never over a gambling debt. We'd have somebody get mad once in a while about a hand they lost or something, but there's always one or two guys that was just a little better poker player, and they kept all the younger guys like me indebted to them. We'd have to wrangle in their place and get some of it marked off, or help shoe a horse and they'd mark some off, stuff like that, where they kind of could keep records of it. But they wasn't. I guess the entertainment was just the work that you had done every day. You had fun doing it, and ride the broncs of Eden when they come in. You'd ride broncs, and they'd
well,
be a little.
gam.
No, no, I don't ever remember us doing any of that. There's always some of us younger ones that, if we could get to town on the night of the rodeo, was entering in the bronc riding back then, but and interested in that. But out there at the ranch, I don't remember us betting any. And there's good, like the matadors, just one or two men drug all the time. Boss and drive leaders, you didn't pass that around, and them men, and nobody expected to, because they knew that company rules. But then the JAs and then there at Wagner's got to where in later years they's good about, they let different couple drag every day, and that was one of the main funds, was dragging K's. Most boys, that. I remember one time my brother Wes was running the wagon. We was trotting along, trotting back to the wagon, and a boy trotted up to him that we all think a lot of, and he lives in Valentine, Nebraska now, and we all still hear of him once in a while and think a lot of him. His name was Dave Price,
Mm.
and he's kind of an artist, and he's got a little art shop and draws bucking horses and stuff. But they're in Valentine. But he uh, he trotted up to Wes, my brother, and told him, said, Wes, would it be okay if I go to town when we get in for the night? I've got a dental appointment in the morning. And Wes said, yeah, Dave, you got to take care of your teeth and stuff. Go ahead. And as they just trotted a little ways farther, and Wes just snapped his fingers and said, Dad, gone. Dave, tomorrow was your day to drag. Dave said, well, I'll cancel that appointment. You don't stay there and rope. But it was just kind of in fun.
Yeah,
And
yeah. It's I I know it was always a you had to kind of work prior to night
yeah,
into had to
yeah,
work your.
yeah, they didn't just, them older big outfits didn't just let them old kids go in there. And them old managers, I remember there at Wagner's, that old man that was the manager driving up one day, and we had a big herd there, and there's one of the lesser guys in the herd roping. He drove up there by me where I was sitting, and won't know what Slim was doing in the herd. But the boy running the wagon is just kind of passing it around, and which is good. We do here, they let everybody in this we got two branding crews going here when we're branding in spring, and they let they're good about letting everybody rope a little. And
Yeah, that's good.
yeah, it keeps everybody satisfied. And then hey, there at the JA's when I was a kid, we used to we'd leave, get up there and leave before daylight and ride back in there, and then they'd leave about three of the younger, maybe older than a kid or two, leave them down there at the mouth of the creek on that saltgrass flat to the river, and their job is sit there, and we may be 2 hours rimming around and getting way back up that canyon, and then bring it back down, and they'd stop them, hold them up out there on that saltgrass flat. But I remember an old kid that was pretty new, and he was upset about them leaving him there because he wanted to go with the hands around up the canyon, and one of them old veterans told him, said, "Gosh, Billy, I heard them talking about that they wanted to leave some of the best men they had, and they said leave Bill there because he'll really be a paying attention." And God dang, when that old man got through with him, he thought he was one of the leaders staying there. And they really just trying to get him out of the way. But uh, I won't call their names, the old man or the kid either. They're both dead, so I don't guess it hurt that
Yeah.
much now. I've got a picture here in my pickup that some of the boys pulled off of a computer thing looking at that stuff, and a girl in the office made a picture of it and give it to me because they seen it was Wagner wagon crew in '77, and I was the foreman then there, and I can name every one of them. There's 13 of them, and I was 10 or 15 years older than every one of them. But I counted them up there, and it's sitting right here now in the pickup. There's 13 of them lined up there, all got their chaps on. Some people just lined them up and took a picture.
Mm.
But there's 8 of them dead out of that 13 now. That I counted them off the other night. I was surprised that there's 8 dead ones out of the 13. So,
Mm.
and I thought they were all young guys. For me, of course, that is in '77, and them boys that were 30 years old would be getting on up there now.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Picture. I think that'd be pretty neat.
Oh yeah, that's a good picture. I've got them named down there. And there was one of them was the wagon boss and 12 cowboys, and uh, they look. You can tell they're wagon cow. It was a wagon crew, and I think it was in '77. But I'll see if I can get Laurie to send it out there. She's got it. She may have seen it or have it. She watches that stuff and calls and tells me. But this picture here, uh, I was trying to think, have I got your mailing address? I'll just send you this picture.
Well, I'll send my mailing at.
Okay, that sounds good. And
Yeah.
uh, I'm going to run in. I got to get around and do some things and get ready. I got to leave early in the morning and meet my son-in-law in Seymour, and he's going to drive me down there to that thing, and then back to there, and I won't have to come but 60 miles tomorrow evening late back by myself.
All right. Sounds. I sure appreciate your time, Boots.
Appreciate it, and hope things are going good for you, and we'll talk to you in a week or two.
All right. That sounds good. You take care. All right. Stay cool.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.